Let me describe a man to you. He walks in, and the whole room quietly reorganizes itself around him. He holds eye contact like he's known you for years. He's confident, but never arrogant, funny without trying, and when he asks you a question, he actually listens to the answer. The kind of listening that makes you feel like the most interesting person he's met in months. You went home that night and told your best friend, "I think I just met someone." But just 6 months later, you're blocking his number and wondering how you missed every single sign. And here's why you didn't see it coming. The exact traits that made him feel like a soulmate in week 1 are the same traits that destroyed you in month 6. This isn't a you problem, this is a biology problem. And in 2010, 3 researchers ran one of the most uncomfortable experiments in modern relationship psychology to figure out exactly why. They got 73 college freshmen together on their first day of class. None of them knew each other. Then they had every single person briefly introduce themselves to every other person, creating 2,628 first impressions. After each mini introduction, everyone rated everyone else on the stuff that actually matters when you meet someone. Who seems likable, who's attractive, who you'd want as a friend, who you'd want to know more about. Then they quietly measured every participant on a scale of narcissistic traits. And when they ran the numbers, the narcissists won. Every category. And I know what you're thinking. Okay, fine, confident people are charming, whatever. But no, it actually gets worse. The researchers broke narcissism down into subtraits. And which subtrait was the most attractive at first sight? Exploitativeness and entitlement. The stuff that makes someone dangerous to love. The worst parts of a narcissist are the parts you're most drawn to in the first 10 minutes. So how is this even possible? How can the most destructive traits in a person also be the most magnetic ones? Well, the scientists spotted 7 specific things narcissists do in the first 10 minutes of meeting someone, and you fall for every single one without noticing. So let's go through them one by one. So the first sign is that he's noticeably better dressed than the setting calls for. And I don't mean put together, I mean styled. There's a difference. The researchers actually flagged appearance as one of the cues strangers use to rate each other more positively on first impression, because narcissists curate. They know exactly what they look like from every angle, and it shows. The second one is his body language. It takes up more space than the conversation actually needs. He leans back when he talks, arms out, legs apart, comfortable in a way that's almost theatrical. Open postures were one of the specific behaviors the researchers picked up on, and there's a reason it works on you. Expansive body language signals dominance, and your nervous system reads dominance as, "This person could protect me." The third one is his facial expressions. They're a little too animated. It feels warm at first, but if you actually watch it, his expressions are landing slightly before or slightly after the emotional beat of what you're saying. He's performing listening, not doing it. And animated facial expressiveness was one of the strongest predictors of popularity in the study. The fourth sign is his voice. It has a quality you can't quite name. Confident, resonant, a little louder than necessary and a little slower, with pauses that make every sentence feel like it matters. Vocal confidence was another cue the outside observers picked up on, but here's the real giveaway. Listen to how he talks to the waiter, or the Uber driver, or anyone he might consider beneath him. If the voice changes, the voice was a costume. The fifth one is his eye contact. It feels like a spotlight. Narcissists hold eye contact longer than is socially standard, and it feels intense, intimate, like you're finally being seen. Healthy eye contact is connective. He's looking with you at the conversation. Narcissistic eye contact is extractive. He's looking at you, measuring your reaction to him. The sixth sign is that he's funny in a way that makes the whole table laugh. He doesn't just make you laugh, he makes your friends laugh, your coworkers laugh, the bartender laugh, and afterwards everyone comments on how funny he is. But here's the thing. If a guy is funny in public and flat in private, if he saves his charm for an audience, he wasn't being himself at the table. He was just running material. And the seventh one is the hardest to describe but the most important, the overall vibe of self-assured. There's just a certain ease to him. He's not nervous, he's not fumbling, he's not awkward in any of the small human ways a normal person is awkward on a first date. And that's the tell, because dates are supposed to be slightly uncomfortable. So if someone walks in with zero first date jitters, one of two things is true. Either he's so experienced at this that it doesn't register anymore, or he genuinely doesn't feel the stakes you're feeling. So those are the 7 signs. But if narcissists win at first sight, what happens once people actually get to know them? The charm fades. The exact same people who were rated most attractive on day 1 end up rated the least attractive over time. What felt like magnetism slowly turns into aversion. And that's why this specific kind of heartbreak hurts the way it does. You didn't pick wrong. You picked really well, based on the information you had in the first 10 minutes. So what do you actually do with all this? You slow down. All those charm signals researchers found, they only work on people who you just met. Around 3 months in, keeping the act up gets exhausting, and the cracks start showing.